Good morning, everybody, and this is your Forex day trade setups for today. So starting off with Euro USD as usual, and the start of the week was a bit of a retracement into structure and then sort of a little bit of a pullback. If we just get to the hour, there is noise coming out this afternoon or this evening, which is the FOMC. So yesterday I said to you, you need to pay attention to this level, which was what happened. But it didn't really get moving, did it? It just kind of just went sideways and then drifted a bit lower. So pay attention to the structure to the left here, and that's what we're hovering on. You can see this level right here, 115.843. Now I suspect we're going to be sideways for most of today. Don't see anything happening until this evening. Well, that's evening for Europe and where I am, South African time. As we wait for the Feds to release the FOMC statement. So that's kind of the structure that we've got at the moment. I'm not interested in trading it. It is going to be sideways for most of the day. There was a half decent offer trade on offer here. You can see on the 15-minute, there was your level and there was your inside bar off the level. So break below it is your entry, stop above it, and then it didn't really get moving, but anyway, it was a half decent trade, I suppose. If we look at it this way, 92 point risk to the next level, 180 points to the downside. So it was a half decent trade. Anyway, I'm sit on hands on this. We'll wait for the noise, so we'll only pick it up tomorrow. The noise comes out way too late in the evening for me to even consider trading. US dollar, Japanese yen, similar situation. We did break through the flag, came back. We were anticipating a retest. That retest wasn't clean enough for me to pick up any trades. You can see pull back. Then we got the inside bar on the 8 hour. So that is a bullish pattern. But the point of the fact of the matter is we fell right back into the structure, which was the flag, and blew past most of the levels. So this is the level we blew past. And you can see a lot of people would have been taking this as a short, stops up here and then got triggered. So in and amongst the moving averages at the moment, this is going nowhere right now. Again, wait for FOMC before start looking at this. Last thing on this is we do have a trend line break. There it is there. So you could possibly see another retest of this 113.733 area or even a little bit lower. So I want a clear retest like it's happening here. That would be a decent retest if we break above this red bar here. But look where all the moving averages are, so it's not something I really want to be trading. I want moving average to be standing up or standing down before I start looking at it. So we'll sit on hands there. British pound, Japanese yen, you can see we've got a fairly decent channel that formed. As I said to you yesterday, a bull flag, but we have broken it to the downside. Now, there is still a gap, as I warned you yesterday. There's a gap down here. So 154.713. Don't be too surprised if it comes back down there. And lo and behold, it did come down there. If we have a look at the 1 hour, you'll see there's a gap. The gap is still technically open. We found an inside bar off it, and then we bounced around. I'd want to see us recapture 155.454 for a continuation to the upside. At the moment, on the hour, the mini trend is to the downside. Bigger trend is still up. So I think this level's still open. So more than likely some kind of a retest of 154.713. Now, just want to go back to the 8 hour here. The reality of this is it's a strong upward trend. Oscillators now grouped to the downside. We have structure coming up, and I can actually just go to the weekly here. And you can see it was a fairly decent break above some fairly strong resistance. So we're looking for structure, and you need to be patient for the structure. And that structure should give you a fairly decent move to the upside. But obviously, we need to get a break of the channel before that structure is confirmed. But what we're looking for is a nice, easy entry or a lucrative entry to the downside. So I'm paying very close attention to this. You'll probably find if we range between these two levels, then it'll form a base, and that gives you a fairly decent entry on a break of 155.454 and then a stop below the lows. But this gap is open, so I suspect more than likely a move to the downside. If we do get a move to the downside, then an inside bar, pin bar or engulfing bar off that level, well worth a long off the break, stop below, and take a little bit off at the top of the range, and then if you get a break of that, you've got some in for the move to the upside. So I'm a little bit cautious on taking shorts on this at the moment. So we'll wait for structure, but definitely looking like we need to be looking at longs there. Euro British pound, obviously you would expect this one to be opposite to pound Japanese yen, but that doesn't really look like that's materializing just yet, although we are back at the 155 on the 8th hour, and remember, look how long we kind of rejected the 155. You can see since May, then we had one break above it, then we had 2-3 weeks above it, and then we had another week above it, then we had another week above it, and then we went back into the original trend that we're in. So, remember what I said yesterday, this was a consolidation, looks like a break. We're really looking for a retest of this. So I would expect that that is going to happen, especially that rejection inside bar off the 155. So I think you're looking at 084787 area for an opportunity to buy into this. So that's kind of the view that we've got at the moment. Pull back into this area will definitely offer some form of support. The other thing to pay attention to is that trend line. So if that trend line holds as it is now, then you can expect another move to the upside as well. So way to trade that obviously is a break above this red bar there, stop below it. So you just need to wait for this 1 hour bar to finish first. That's kind of the view that I've got at the moment, but this one I am watching with hawk eyes at the moment, because I do believe we've got some fairly decent structure that is starting to form, and there's been so many attempts at getting above that 155 EMA on the 8th hour over the whole year. And is this a case? Well, it won't be third time lucky, because that was 1, 2, 3, 4. So maybe a case of fifth time lucky. So yeah, pullback, structure, buying opportunity, anticipating a break to the upside. That's kind of the view that I've got. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Anyway, that's it for me this morning. Hope it helps, and we'll catch up with you tomorrow morning. Cheers for now.